Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. Yahweh Shai being the name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. It's the brother Yair Dada, WFI Indiana camp, coming at y'all with a precept of the day. All right, so we just going to hop right into it through the Spirit, right, and break it down. All right, this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail." So what is this saying? Straight up and down. All right. The precept is basically telling you, Peter is telling you what? Hey, make sure you doing all that you can to make sure that you doing things, you serving the Lord with all your might. All right. In other words, make sure that you going the extra mile. Make sure you covering all your bait. What they say, crossing your T's, dotting your I's. Make sure you're doing all those things in regards to how you carrying yourself in His truth, how you're serving the Lord, how you patiently waiting on the Lord to come back. Right. So let's read this one more time and let's go through it. Right. 2 Peter 1 and 10, it says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure." It said give diligence to make your calling and election sure. Meaning what? You have to be diligent in constantly seeking the face of the Lord, constantly meditating and doing the things that's pleasing in the sight of the Lord. Be diligent in that aspect. Be diligent in seeking more ways to please the Lord, or creating that pattern of good works to serve the Lord. You understand? Be diligent in that aspect. It says, "For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail." Because you got to remember, just because you in this truth and you know the name of the Lord, you know some commandments, and you may do things here and there, that don't mean you just got a spot waiting on you in the chariot, man. That doesn't mean that the Lord is just, oh yeah, you just because you came in this truth, you know the name of the Lord, you watch the videos, or you go out, or you go out and teach. This go for myself as well. Or you go out and you labor. That don't mean you just got an automatic spot in the kingdom. That's why we say Abba Ratzah, man. Right? Father willing, or Lord willing, man. We make it. Lord willing, we're able to be worthy enough to be counted among those that are saved. All right? Lord willing. Because it's all of the Lord's will. So all we can do is make sure that we doing the things that we're required to do, and not just settling for the bare minimum either, but making sure that you understand, pushing towards that, making our calling and election sure as much as we possibly can in these bodies that we in, these vile bodies that we in, made to go off, man. All right, so you got to make your calling and election sure and give diligence to that. And if you do those things, hey, Lord willing, hey, you'll never fail, man. You won't fail in these things. But you got to remember, right? It's supposed to be one precept, but I'm going to just give one precept to go with it, right? Matthew chapter 22, right, and 14, right? It says, "For many are called." All right, so you got called into this thing. You didn't come into this truth on your own will. You may think you did, but you didn't. You got called. All right, but just because you get called, right? Reading on, it says, "For many are called, but few are chosen." So just because you got called, that don't mean, oh, you just automatically in there. No. That's not how it goes. It's not how it works. And you see that all throughout the scriptures and how the Lord deals. You understand? The Lord proves you. The Lord proves you. All right, you read about that in Deuteronomy chapter 8. Read about that in Judges chapter 3. How the Lord multiple times proved Israel. Whether that be through the time period in which he took them in the wilderness for 40 years, he was proving them. Whether that be he was proving them through wars. And so he left certain nations in the land on purpose, because the generation that came up didn't know and didn't understand the art of war and all this different stuff. So he left them, he left specific nations there just for Israel to be able to go up against them in war and prove them in that aspect. All right, the Lord said, if thou gettest a friend, prove him first. That's not just about a friend or a wife. Hey, that's how the Lord looks at us, man. We have to get proved. So many are called, but few are chosen, man. So never think just because you in this thing and you know the name of the Lord and you do this and that, you just in there. No. We gotta always live in that mind state of, hey, we gotta make our call and election sure as much as possible, because we don't know, man. Lord willing, we hope in the Lord. All right. So going back to the main precept, all right, 2 Peter, all right, chapter 1 and verse 10. One last time, it says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail. So this is just a precept of the day, a reminder, hey, go hard in this thing, man. Give it all you got. Ain't no rest in the grave. You can't do nothing or make up for nothing that you could have did better or that you could have went harder in. You can't make up for that when you 6 feet deep. You can't make up for that when the sky cracks. It's over with. So while you here on this earth, you understand, with the knowledge of the name of the Lord, understanding what your purpose is in this thing, hey, do it with all your might, man. Go as hard as you possibly can. And in doing that, that's you making your calling and election sure. You understand? As much as we possibly can in these bodies. All right, so Lord willing, brothers and sisters, edify. Lord willing, brothers and sisters, continue to purge out the leaven, purge out these wicked, evil spirits, getting your households in order. And if you don't have a household, getting yourself in order, because if you're getting yourself in order, like I always say, that's you getting, you helping the nation, because you are part of the nation and you matter and you count. All right, so our brothers and sisters, increasing in the last days. All right, Kwam Yasha Allah, Shalom.